How long was the march to Menengan?
Well, for our group, it's 2 days. Um, we travel at night from Jigu, but by the time we hit Menengan, it was almost daybreak, so we had to spend the day there until sunset again, and from there to Menengan on the second day. We got to Menengan again just before daybreak.
From where did you start marching?
From Jigu, from in front of our house, where the mobile gas station is, the Japanese assemble everybody from different alphabets by group, and in front of our ranch house where everybody assemble. A lot of people bring their goats and their chickens, and the Japanese will say, you can only take what you can carry.
Did you travel by foot
By
or?
by foot, but my mom and the baby was Uncle Danny. He managed to get a bull to pull the cart. So my mom and our food was on the cart, and the little ones. But I was on foot.
How old were you?
I was just past 5 years of age.
Did you have any troubles during the march?
Well, the trouble is, they're very strict. And when we got to Manila, we had to disembark those in a bull cart. And because my mother was carrying a baby and was difficult for her to get down, the Japanese pulled the sword. And when he pulled the sword, my dad pulled his machete too. So, as it turned out, my mom pleaded, with my dad that don't do anything, otherwise we're all gonna die. So then she disembarked, and we had to go into the jungle. But those with kids, with babies, there was a little schoolhouse there. So the Japanese kept the mothers and their babies in the schoolhouse. The rest of us just stayed out in the woods.
Did you eat anything during the march?
Well, only what we carry. And our cart was full of dried food, dried beef, dried pork, and live chickens were hanging on the cart. And during the night, somebody stole the dried food, and only the live chickens were left. So the march from Manila to Menengan, we were sharing food with other families, whoever's got food.
How long did you stay in Menengan?
We stayed there for maybe 10, 11 days, as far as I know. And everything was very strict, you cannot cook until the Japanese say you can make a fire. And water, we have to go fetch water in the river. And everybody's using the river for bathing and everything, so you have to go look for upstream where you can get clean water. And we didn't have any containers, we had to use bamboo to hold water.
So those were the living conditions in Menengan?
Yeah. We had to put up with coconut leaves shelter, temporary shelter.
How did the Japanese treat you and the family?
A lot of it is a fear that we're all going to get killed. We're concentrated, and the Japanese, because the Japanese intention was to just get rid of us. And there were rumors that the able bodies were digging holes, big holes. And they took some of the stronger ones away from us to hold supplies for the Japanese, to hold them up north.
So what was it like when the Americans arrived?
Well, it was by surprise. Like, it's an overnight thing. They just surrounded the camp, and everybody was celebrating it that the Americans are here. And from there, we had to move from there to Agat, over the mountain. It rained for day in and day out. and the river was overflowing. There was lots of water, and the Japanese were floating down the river. The dead Japanese. And as a young boy, it was quite a sight for me. But we're surrounded by the Americans, and the Japanese are dead. And from there, as we marched over the mountain, we could see the western side of the island, the ocean, and there's nothing but ships out there. There's so many ships that they just cover the whole water. And they were all hauling supplies to the shore from the ship. And there was lots of activity on that side of the island because they came in on the southwest part of the island, and they were landing everything on that side of the island to push the Japanese up north. So they kept us safe down there until they finished combing the island.